When I was in high school, I had to take 3 buses to get to school, and it sucked. So one day, like a few years ago, I got on the bus, and I was with like 3 other guys, and there was this lady outside the bus window, and she was kind of like mumbling, and she was like talking weird, and she was acting kind of strange, basically. And we, being 3 like 15-year-old high school boys, thought it would be funny to start mocking her and making fun of her. And this girl who was sitting a few seats in front of us turned around and was like, "You guys are being really ignorant, okay? You don't know if there's something wrong with her." The wig seemed like a good idea a few seconds ago, but I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and the whole idea of how it can be hard to sympathize with someone when you don't know what it's like to go through what they have to go through. Like, for all I know, that lady could have been homeless. Or she could have been mentally handicapped or something. I've never been homeless, thank God, and I've also never been mentally handicapped as far as I know. So those possibilities didn't cross my mind, and I didn't think twice before I started making fun of how she was acting. There's been a ton of talk all over the world, on the internet, on the news, everywhere, about the things that happened in Ferguson, and about racism and discrimination and all the problems that it brings up. Hopefully you know what Ferguson is. If you've been on the internet within the past 3 weeks, or turned the TV on, or like talk to someone, then you should have some idea. I've seen a lot of people online saying that Ferguson, you know, is being blown out of proportion, and it's not that important, and it's not about race, is a big one that I see a lot. All I want to say in this video is that if you're not sure about how to feel about situations like this, just like take a step back and try and look at the situation from the perspective of the people who are actually dealing with it. Because not everyone does this, but I think what some people do is that they want to gauge how important a situation is based off of how much it affects them and whether or not they've had to go through it. And so sometimes when someone sees a person dealing with something that they've never had to deal with and that they've never gone through, they'll say things like the person is overreacting, or they're making a problem that doesn't exist because they've never dealt with it and they don't understand. It's kind of the same idea as like if a guy says that feminism is stupid and is unnecessary. Or like victim blaming. Like, I think it's the same thing that causes those. If a problem doesn't apply to you, that's great, obviously, but it doesn't mean that it's not important and that you should ignore it. And it definitely doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. All the big things right now, like racism and discrimination and police misconduct, are all real things that real people are dealing with today. And people are kind of dying because of them. And if such a huge chunk of the population keeps ignoring these things and denying that they're even happening, then they're gonna keep happening, and we're not gonna get any closer to fixing it. So yeah. So I know you're probably giggling right now because this is the most lighthearted video I've ever made. Here, I'll put the wig back on. Better? There are a couple other videos that I'm gonna link down in the description if you would like to check them out, kind of about this stuff. And I really hope that some of you guys check them out. Okay, I can't. Next video will be back to normal. It'll be a normal video, but in my normal videos I usually like dress up as a girl and talk to myself. So, if you call that normal, then sure. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.